I've listened to Tiny and Katy since way back.
Now, they're the #1 podcast at WAYZ.com.
I love the Tiny and Katy show.
It's the Tiny and Katy show.
Hey, I'm Tiny.
Hey, it's Katy.
Back from vacation, I would say well rested. It's the Tiny and Katy show, all powered by Roots Hair Design, Route 11 in Marion. It has been 2 weeks since you've heard from us. In that time, I'll just give you a brief update as to where the world of Tiny is, and I know Katy has something to share.
I'm sure it's riveting. Bring it on.
It's not. Absolutely not. I will tell you, Katy had the most amazing vacation ever. My favorite time I've ever had. There's a massive difference between having taken a 1.5-year-old to the beach last year versus a 2.5-year-old this year. It was go, go, go.
I bet.
All day long.
Yep.
I have also learned that as a parent, I cause more destruction than I think that she's going to cause when we're in stores, because she'll be reaching for something and I'll say, no, baby, don't touch that. And when I go to touch it, I wind up knocking it down.
Yeah, everything over. Yeah.
And it's ridiculous.
Arm. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look at these ham hocks. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And
bingo, as we call them.
I could not wait to come back to work so I could relax.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing that I hear all the time about. Now, mind you, every vacation I've ever taken obviously has not been with children, but this is what I hear, particularly when parents take their children to the beach, that it is so much work by the time you get, especially for the men, because you have to carry the chairs, the buckets, the shovels, the bag of the sunscreen, the shoes and everything else. And so by the time you set it up to just relax, I mean, kids are at the beach. They want to go. They want to build sandcastles and do cartwheels and get in the water. So it's like when I think of the beach, I think of literally chilling and relaxing, maybe with the White Claw in hand, because I don't have to worry about anybody else but myself. But I can imagine as a parent, it's just like you can't shut your eyes, you can't chill at all because your kids are all over the place.
I don't know for me, thank God I can say this now. For me, it's not the physical part of it, like the running here and there. That's not it. I think it's just the always having to be mentally on. And laser, because I'm not going to be anything but laser focused on her, especially when you're down near the water.
Yeah,
obviously, I'm not going to sleep. I'm not.
You're not going to be like, all right, have fun. I'm going to go take a little cat nap back here.
Don't go out past your knees, baby. Okay?
Yeah, that's right. You know the rules. You know the rules. If it's over your head, you're out too far.
Stay near the lifeguard, honey, and they'll take care of you. All right.
Here's a life jacket. Good riddance. Good luck to you.
If Daddy's eyes are closed, just do whatever you want.
I'm still watching you. I get it. I can imagine that it's fun, of course, and I think it's fun to see your kids play and have that much fun. But it's like, you're still an adult. You still want to sit and relax and chill and read a book and listen to music or whatever, whatever the case may be when you're at the beach. So, no offense, it does not sound fun at all to me to take a child to the beach. That would not be a game I want to be a part of. But I'm glad that you did it.
It's fun while you're in it. The recovery is not fun, okay? Yeah. Because I have never struggled so much at the gym as I have this week.
I'm sure.
Mentally just completely worn out. Not to mention you have to come back to work, and you never come back to work with the amount of work you had when you left. It's just, you leave with this much and you come back to this much.
Have you ever taken a vacation? Because this has never happened to me. Have you ever taken a vacation where you legit came back to work and felt refreshed? Like, no. I'm ready for the next part of work. No, everybody
vacation doesn't do that.
It doesn't. And especially if you travel abroad, it's just go nonstop. It's just like you feel like you go on vacation to get a break. But by the time you've done the traveling and, everything else, depending on what you've done, you come back and it's like, oh, okay, now I got to go back to work tomorrow. There really isn't a lot of downtime.
To your point, how could you be, and please comment and let us know if this is unusual, but how could you be fully relaxed when you come back to work refreshed and ready to go when you have so much work that you need to do?
Right. Especially because you're out for a week.
Exactly. Which imagine somebody could say, well, maybe if it was like in Europe where they take 2 and 3 week vacations. Oh my God. I couldn't imagine how stressed I would be if that was the case coming back from 3 weeks.
I think it also depends on what your job is and if there is somebody that legit can cover your responsibilities. You're in a very interesting situation where there's not a million tinies to do your job. You have a very specialized profession. For me, if I'm a teacher, if I want to take off, I can get somebody to cover for me, but I have to make sub plans. And sub plans are just, they're the worst. They take forever. I'd rather just go to work.
And half the time they don't follow them.
My subs do, but it's just, I don't know how to possibly explain to somebody else what happens in my classroom. I can't. And I'm always like, I'm so anal about everything. So like my sub plans are like 8 pages long, and my subs hate me because they think they hate me. They're like, do you think I have no idea what I'm doing? And it's nothing against them. It's just because I'm a total control freak. And so I just need to make sure that everybody knows every aspect of the day. But I understand what you're saying.
To be fair, I remember the first time you had to have a substitute, the first day you were taking off, and you said to the principal, you're like, look, I'm going to be taking off in a couple of days, and they said, okay, well, we'll get you a sub. And meanwhile, Katie's thinking, a sandwich is coming her way, and was like, wait a minute, I'm sorry, wasn't I supposed to get a sandwich before I leave?
Is this a reward for taking off? Because I'm going to take off more often now. Don't mind me.
Do I get this in the cafeteria? Get it in the cafeteria, or do I get a coupon for Jersey Mike's? Like, how do we do this?
Where do I write down my order? Because that's exactly what I want right now.
How do you know what I want? Don't walk away. How do you know what I want?
You don't have a clue. Yeah. I have to tell you though, while you were gallivanting at the beach and catching a tan and all that jazz, my best friend Bridget had her bridal shower last 2 Sundays ago. Okay.
I saw the pictures. And by the way, before you break into this, when we were at the beach, Mary saw this on Facebook, and she goes, is it just me, or does it seem like the longest span of time for someone between announcing they're getting married to getting married, like all these different things going on with Bridget? And I'm like, well, I think this is the bridal shower. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, she had the bachelorette party. Obviously, we went to South Carolina, and then she had this barbecue where she invited all the groomsmen and all the bridesmaids and their families to get to know each other before the wedding, just so everybody was more comfortable getting and it was a lot of fun. So
that's really nice.
That event. Yeah. And then we had the shower the next weekend, but I have to tell you what happened at the shower. This is 100% typical Katy, and I couldn't believe this happened. So being the maid of honor, I'm not going to lie to you, bridal showers are not my jam. I'm more of like a bachelorette kind of gal.
Sure.
Let me plan a party. That's more my speed. But when it comes to the cutesy decorations, party favors, all that, I am not good at that. I mean, it's a shocker.
Let me put it this way. You're not Carly.
No.
Yeah.
If there's anything that has to do with like Pinterest, cutesy stuff, like count me out. I cannot make that happen. I really can't. And like, you should see my classroom. Thank God I'm a decent teacher, because you walk in my classroom and you think, oh my God, what is this chick doing?
Yeah.
Because it's like horribly, there's like African safari over here, and then there's like bright colors over here, and then it's like under the sea over here. Like there's absolutely just random stuff all over the place.
Good to know Miss Dickinson is schizophrenic.
Yeah, right. It's like she clearly has ADD, like out the wazoo. So I said to the girls, I said, listen, I'm 3 hours away. I'm happy to take more of the reins on the bachelorette party if you guys can take more of the reins on the bridal shower. It's really not my speed. I'm happy to pay as much money as needed to help you guys, but I am also 3 hours away. Like, it is hard for me to help with them. So the girls were fabulous, and they totally picked up my slack because I really did not do a lot. And the one bridesmaid, she's fabulous. Her name is Jamie. She said, listen, can you just be in charge of the games and of all the announcing and just kind of being like the spokesperson? Because you know that there's some, and I was like, absolutely. Like, if you need someone to be on a microphone and keep the shower moving forward, I'm your gal. Totally. I can do that. So when it comes to the games, Bridget didn't want games, and I know that wasn't her speed, but you have to have something that's a little like more interactive for the guests. So I came up with 2. The first one was was it him or was it her? So who said I love you first, him or her? Who's more selfish, him or her? Who's funnier, him or her? And then I got all the answers from Bridget and Logan and then compared them to the guest answers, and then that person won a prize. So I was in charge of that game, and I was in charge of the prizes. And so I went to my winery, and the prizes were bottles of wine from my winery because it's like 50% off.
Sure.
With a couple of glasses, and I thought that was pretty cool. The other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to give these scratch-off tickets. And I should bring them up on Amazon so you can actually see what I'm talking about because they were super, super cute. So basically you give everybody a scratch off ticket and then they scratch it. And then there's a winner and everybody else that doesn't win. It has like a corny little pun on it if you don't win, which I was like, obviously totally my speed since I love puns. So for example, I wish I had this up ready to go. By again, scratch off. I'm sorry. I'm not prepared. So for example, I can't find it. Like one of them said something like, I hope you don't care at all that you lost, or you lost, but you're still a gem. Something ring related that was a pun if you didn't win. And so I can't find it. So anyway, I hand out all these scratch offs to all the guests. There's like 40 guests there, right? So I have 2 boxes of scratch offs and I'm, emceeing this thing. And I said, all right, guys, I'm going to come around and give you a scratch off. Like, let us know if you win. We have prizes up for grabs. Here are the prizes. So everybody gets a scratch offs. Well, for starters, these are the world's toughest scratch offs that ever existed. People are literally like losing their fingernails trying to scratch off these damn like scratchers. And I was like, okay, let's turn to like silverware to help you. So we had knives that people were using to like try to scratch it off. I mean, it was uncomfortable because it was an ordeal. It wasn't fun. It was like people were like in pain.
It's a catastrophe.
It was. So this one girl says, her name is Mickey, and she says, "Oh, I win!" And I'm like, "Yes!" Like, "Oh, cool! Come on down." And
Thank God.
Prize. So she comes down and she grabs her prize, and I look at her scratch off, and it says like, "You lost." And I said, "No, I'm so sorry, Mickey. Like, you actually didn't win." So after there was this big like fanfare of her winning, she didn't, and she had to like go embarrassingly back to her seat because I totally called out the fact that she didn't win.
Well, what would have made her think that she won?
Because she saw a picture of a ring with a gem and just thought that was the winner. Because nobody can scratch these damn things off, so they're just
she probably thought you wouldn't notice.
I won.
And let's just end this thing. They're going to believe me. So let's give her a win.
But instead of just ending it, I was like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry, Mickey. Like, you got to go back to your seat. You didn't win."
Yeah.
Well, everybody scratches them off, right? This takes like 5, 6, 7 minutes. Everybody's scratching them off. Nobody wins. And so I'm getting ready to like email Amazon this irate email about how pissed off I am that there aren't any winners in this stupid deck of scratch offs. I had a couple left over and I said, all right, guys, I'm going to hand you another round of scratch offs. Maybe we can get a winner this time. At this point, it's uncomfortable. People aren't listening anymore. They're like, we're done with the scratch off game. I see this pink bag that's on the table that was in the deck of cards, but I just figured it was like trash or instructions or something. So I just put it to the side. In the pink.
It was the winner.
Were the winning tickets. So I never handed them.
Oh, jeez.
So then at the end, I was like, oh my God. Hey guys, I found the winners. They're right here.
Congratulations, me.
I don't even know what to do at this point because whoever gets them is going to win. So I just like threw them and people caught them and they were like, oh, hey. It turned into the most uncomfortable situation. And I was so embarrassed. And afterwards, Mickey
You
comes
should
up
have
to
just
me.
stuck with it. That damn Amazon.
Yeah. Afterwards, Mickey comes up to me and she says, listen, you did a great job. However, if you would have just let me win and just let that go, none of this other none of these other events would have happened afterwards. But literally, Tiny, here was my job. Do the he or she game and hand out some scratch offs, and that's the end of it. That's all I had to do. I didn't have to make a dish. I didn't have to provide any kind of decoration. All I had to do was bring the scratch off, bring the prizes, and do that game. And I totally effed it up.
Yeah,
completely.
and at the end, now you owe everyone a manicure.
It was, well, yeah. I mean, I'm not kidding you. People they were like getting angry and they were like, I'm just not going to do this anymore. And I'm like, well, you don't know. Maybe it's the winning ticket. So I'm going around. I'm helping people
Katy, my fingers are bleeding. Okay? My fingers are bleeding.
The ambulance is on its way. I'm like, don't worry, guys. We got EMTs coming to fix you up. But keep going on those scratch offs. Oh, my gosh. It was an absolute train wreck. I mean, I think it's always like worse in my head than it actually is. But I just kept thinking to myself, this is such a typical Katy thing. I had one responsibility, one thing that I had to do. That was it. And I totally effed it up.
Wow.
Welcome to my world.
I am not surprised at all.
I know. It was so embarrassing. So embarrassing. I feel like I'm always dropping the ball on everything. I try really hard not to, but you know what? It was really funny, and it did make for a really funny memory that I will probably tell at the wedding when I have to do the maid of honor speech.
First of all, I can't wait for that. I
Did I
think that's.
Did I tell you what happened to it?
Well, no, hang on. So I was going to say,
Okay.
I think you need to keep one thing in mind, though, when you move forward with telling these stories, because as you like to get on me that I don't lead an interesting life, and I cop to that. Right. You always keep in mind that you have now, a few weeks ago, set the bar so high with the picture of you in your underwear.
Right.
That it is going to be, not that you were trying to, but it will be the insurmountable task to try and top that.
Right. But that was so innocent. I mean, this was innocent too. I literally saw that pink pack and I thought it was instructions. And I'm like, I don't need instructions.
Scratch off.
Tiny. It literally says like winning tickets on the front of the, I just saw it and just thought, nah, I don't need this. I don't need instructions.
Winning tickets. Well, of course they are, you dumbass. Here you go. There's bound to be in here somewhere.
So embarrassing. Oh my gosh. But yeah. So other than that, we had a great time.
So say you alluded to something with the speech. So let's save that until after the break.
Oh, yes. Yes.
It's a Tiny and Katy show powered by Roots Hair Design, Route 11 in Marion.
You don't want your hair just cut or styled. Get your hair designed at Roots Hair Design, 5459 Molly Pitcher Highway in Chambersburg, 717-375-2130. How about a women's cut? $32, $35, or $38? Guys, you're not going to get a better price on the cut you're going to receive at Roots Hair Design than $23. Now, if you have a teenager, girl or boy, $25 and $20 respectively. A kid's cut, just $18. Maybe you need your roots touched up, they have that as well. And they can do your nails, take care of your lashes, facial treatments, waxings, and what I plan to get is a massage. Roots Hair Design, 5459 Molly Pitcher Highway in Chambersburg. $10 off your first service to any new guests, and they're approaching their 12th year in business. You don't last that long if you're not doing something, or in their case, a lot of things right. Roots Hair Design, we can't thank them enough for being part of the Tiny and Katy Show. More of the Tiny and Katy Show starts now.
And we're back.
We're back. It's the Tiny. Hey, hang around. There's nowhere to go. It's the Tiny and Katy Show.
It's actually the Tiny Show with Katy, just FYI.
You know, I've been wanting for a very long time to have a jingle. We should make that a contest.
Somebody come up with a jingle?
Yes. So I'm back teaching. I'm back in education and I teach 4th grade right now, and I have to teach Virginia studies, which is a big thing in Virginia, obviously.
I would hope.
And it's actually a big thing in California.
Yeah, go to Rhode Island. You're going to learn all about it.
So we have to learn about the 5 regions of Virginia. Now, mind you, I don't know any of Virginia studies, obviously, because I'm not from Virginia. So I've been showing this video every day to my kids, and it's very catchy. And it's like, Virginia, 5 regions, Virginia, 5 regions, and then it goes through like Appalachian Plateau, Blue Mountains, and it's just super, super catchy.
Piedmont and Valley and Ridge and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Are you looking it up? You're
No,
looking
why?
it up right now. Because there's no way that you knew that, and I saw the flash of your computer. I see it right now. You're looking it up to sound smarter than you are, because there's no way you know the regions of Virginia. There's no way.
I thought for sure you were going to say, oh, well, of course you know what it is.
I saw the light of your computer, and I knew you were looking it up to try to sound smart as hell. Like, I know you too well. So one of my kids brought in a microphone for show and tell.
Oh, God. Can we warn these children?
And now we're only on week 3 of school, so they don't know me that well. We're out at recess, and her name's Mackenzie, and she comes up to me and she says, "Miss Dickinson, do you want to look at my microphone?" And I said, "How long can I have it for?" And she was like, "I don't know, why?" And I took it, and I mean, Tiny, the whole playground can hear me, and I was like, "Virginia, sing it with me, kids. 5 regions. What did I say? Something else that was catchy. And I was like, coastal plains are what? Low flat lands. Literally at recess, we're all just singing the 5 regions of Virginia song. And then Mackenzie comes up to me and she says, "That was really good. Can I have my microphone back?"
Yeah, right.
Like, yeah, here you go, kid.
She's like, my friends
Anyway.
were over there going, Mackenzie, is that your microphone?
Yeah, and
Can
is
you
that
go get
your
that?
teacher? And is
Yeah.
that your teacher? I'm so
Oh,
embarrassed.
you
with
hand
those
Katy a
kids.
microphone. It doesn't have to
over.
be
It's
connected
over.
to anything.
It's over.
It
But that
could
would-
just be wireless, just nothing, not connected to anything. And Katie's just going to break out into like, we didn't start the fire, or the Nifty 50 United States, or now the
Yeah.
Virginia and the 5 regions.
Yeah, I also like Paradise by the Dashboard Light by Meatloaf. But wouldn't that be a super fun contest if somebody could come up with like a catchy jingle and then we start
Heck yes.
our show? Yeah.
Now, mind you,
we do that?
Yeah, and if you're going to do this, which I fully encourage everyone to do, no, you are not singing it.
Okay.
You have
Fair
to do this from start to finish. So we need the instruments, the vocals, like everything. Okay, so just FYI. And
on.
Katie singing it is not an option.
I'm hearing it in my head.
I'm sure you're not hearing anything, just that.
I'm hearing like way too many things in my head. Can we put this out there? Like literally, if
by all
we can
means.
get someone to do a jingle and then that could be the start of our show. That would be so much fun. I've been wanting that for a long time.
All right, here it is. Here's the official gauntlet that's being laid down here. If you want to make the jingle for the Tiny and Katie show, it's up to you. Send it in. I love the idea. Just Katie, I'm sure, loves the idea of her name being put to music in some way in performance. So go ahead and do that. Let us know you did it on our Facebook page. You can do our Instagram, wherever, but ideally the Facebook page, because I pretty much don't check anything else. So there's that.
I'm just over here rhyming something with show. I've got ho, glow.
Well, I mean, stick with what you know.
I got for show, no.
No, yeah.
All right, I'll think on it. Can I enter myself in the contest?
They're the names you know. The Tiny and Katie show.
No, I like mine better. If you're bored and got nowhere to go, it's the Tiny and Katie show. Oh, yeah. So I have to tell you what happened to my maid of honor speech. This is probably
The dog
one of the
ate
most-
it?
No,
Oh.
This is one of the most devastating things I think that has ever happened to me. My best friend Bridget, I know I've talked about this a million times. She's getting married October 7th. Now, Bridget and I have a very, very special friendship. I've known her since we were in like the 4th or 5th grade. I mean, literally my best friend my entire life. There is not an aspect of my life that does not involve Bridget.
Sure.
It's not like we had falling outs over the years and got back in touch. I mean, it's been a constant. Bridget is
Right.
always there. So this is a big deal for me, and it really does mean a lot to me, and I have a lot of emotions about it. And I'm feeling conflicted about my maid of honor speech because, and I'm not saying this in a conceited way, I'm pretty witty and funny, and I like puns, and I think people are expecting a more humorous speech, but I don't really feel like I want to go that. All right.
What?
I don't
Okay.
feel like I want to go. Sorry. I don't feel like I want to go that route. To me, this is something that's more serious, and I have more serious things to say about it. It doesn't seem like a jokey pun, dad joke type of time. So one night I was explaining to a friend of mine how hard it is to write this speech because Bridget's been my best friend forever, and I love her so much, and I don't know the words. You know, you always say how you can't find the words to express the love you have for your child. It's I don't want to say it's the same, but I don't know the words that exist to properly
it's
articulate how
absolutely
much
right. I
Bridget
get it.
means to me.
Of course.
I don't know. And my friend handed me my computer and he says, write down what you're saying right now.
Exactly.
Everything that you're saying to me, write it.
Yes.
And I got my computer out and I wrote it. And I wrote frivolously.
You wrote with frivolity?
No, like frivolously.
Feverishly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Feverishly.
Frivolously feverish.
Okay, I want to sound really smart there. Feverishly.
No, feverishly.
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 I wrote for a really long time,
Yeah.
really hard, for about a half an hour. And I read it back and he was like, that's it. That's your speech. It was beautiful. It was so heartfelt. Everything was, all that emotion was poured into it. So
Let's go to bed.
Right. So I closed my computer, right? It's on my Google Drive. Great. Well, what did I do on June 15th? I left my job in Loudoun County. And when you leave a county, they wipe out your Google Drive. and the speech was saved on my Google Drive.
So
and
this
I
has been a
never-
while.
Yep, I wrote it back in May.
Oh,
and
wow.
my Google Drive is wiped out. So I emailed multiple people and I said, listen, I don't care about any of my lesson plans. I don't care about anything. I have one document in there that I really need to get. And there's like no way for me to get that document. And that speech is gone. It's gone.
Wow.
And I'm not saying I won't be able to recreate it. I'm sure I will. I haven't felt that inspiration since. And the wedding's in like 5 weeks. So I need to get my ass in gear. But I'm so heartbroken about it because it was beautiful. It was a beautiful speech. And it encompassed everything I wanted to say that I can't find the words to. And I don't remember. I remember there was a theme. I think it was timing. I'm not even sure. I just wrote from the heart and it's gone. It is gone. Talk about the biggest heartbreaker, like one of the biggest heartbreakers of my life.
Well,
So-
maybe that's what your speech is.
Maybe. Or plan B, I just am like, Tiny, can you write this for me and hand it
Well,
over?
there's that. But yeah, I bet you that I will get that text from her. It's like, Tiny, can you just, throw something together for me?
And you wouldn't have needed to edit the first. It was beautiful. It really
Yeah.
was. I remember reading it and crying. And I'm like, damn, this is
Okay,
it. This is
so
good. It's gone.
I know Bridget listens, but I still want to do this just because I like that we do this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do the icebreaker joke. Let's come up with an icebreaker
So
joke.
my sister-in-law came up with one, and she said that I'm not sure if I'm there yet or not. I want to start with a pun. That's where I'd like, because that's my jam. So my sister-in-law said that I should pick up the mic and say, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here on this beautiful evening. For those of you who don't know me, what a shame.
Yeah.
That was kind of like one of the things that I was told, which I kind of like that. Not too like guffaw, but just like, haha.
What you should say is, can I rework that just a touch?
Please, yes.
Say, for those of you who don't know me, I'd like to have a conversation with both of you when this is over.
I think we can go somewhere else with that.
Really?
Well, can
Okay.
you give me a pun? Like, think of like ring. Oh, doesn't this have a nice ring to it? I don't know. Dress. I'd like to address everybody. I don't know. My mind's going more to like the pun action than anything else.
Right. Well, I think so the thing with puns is that there has to be a setup for it. So
I think I think I'll end on a pun. I think my ending will be on a pun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, listen, if you have any ideas, let me know. I don't want to obviously take somebody else's ideas, but it was so beautiful.
I'm going.
It's so gone.
Here's how you could start. You could say, well, as a teacher, I have heard all the excuses in the world for not having homework. The dog ate it. I lost it. I forgot to write it down. You didn't tell me. It's in the washing machine. Whatever. I can tell you that my original speech is lost in the ether on Google Drive.
Yeah.
So
But then-
you're going to get second best.
But then it goes into a story about me, and I feel like it's not about Bridget, because I thought about that too. Maybe I should tell the story, but then I feel like I need to get to the nitty gritty. Bridget's my best
No,
friend.
I think
She's
that you can. No, I disagree. I think
Okay.
that you can address that. And if you decide to go that route, you absolutely can address that, because you get right to the fact that I had prepared this speech that I was so proud of, that I feel encapsulated so perfectly my feelings for Bridget. And, I lost it. And then maybe there's a pun in there that you joke around and you say, so here's one that, speaking of Google, here's one that I found on Google. So, and then you
okay. Yeah, we're getting there. We need to work on it a little bit, but
I do think that if you decide that if you want to address that, then just by all means do it. But just get right to it and just say it was perfect. It was Bridget.
beautiful. And then maybe I should be like, listen, when I find it, I'll email it out to you guys. Cheers.
Yeah, make sure I have
Have a
all
good
your email addresses before you leave.
I'll find it and email it to you. Yeah.
If anybody here knows any executives at Google that might be able to help us out, and we can recreate this at the vow renewal in 5 years, it'd be great.
Yeah. You talk about a heartbreaker, man. That one killed me. But
You think you'll be nervous? Do you have nerves? Let's say that you were done. Let's say the speech was perfect. You had it all mapped out. Do you still think you'd be nervous?
absolutely. I will absolutely be nervous, but I get less nervous if I'm speaking in front of an audience and I'm not reading.
Right.
If it's just like, I don't want to obviously wing it, but if I am reading, then I'll start shaking just naturally, and then that like starts messing with my head. Like, is everybody noticing that I'm shaking? I mean, I'm really good at public speaking. I'm pretty good at it, but this isn't, I don't know, this is different. This is like, it's the maid of honor speech. There's like an expectation that is assigned to it. And with me being who I am and the personality that I am, everybody's like, oh my God, Katy, your speech is going to be so funny. And I'm like, I don't think it is going to be funny. Like, this might really go in a totally different direction. So
yeah, I think what happens is, I don't think what happens, I know what happens is there, as you said, there is this expectation that just because of what we do and what you've done that part of your life, everyone just assumes that if they hand you a microphone, you're going to be able to just
I'm going to be able to turn it on and go. Absolutely.
And it doesn't work that way.
That gives you more pressure than anything else.
Right.
Like, put me in a situation, give me a microphone where you expect me to like sing the ABCs, and I'm like killing it. But give me a microphone. Oh, this is going to be good. It's Katy. She's so funny. I feel like it's going to be awful. I don't know.
I did we'll wrap up the show here with this. I did a local Queen pageant during one of the fairs this year.
Shippenburg.
In Shippensburg.
Yeah.
And they had a heck of a time picking the winner. And that's always the worst part as the person who MCs it, because there's a finite amount of stuff that I can talk about. They give me a long laundry list. But I mean, once that's gone, I'm going to stand there and just whistle.
Like,
So I go, the one final farewell speech is happening. I go over to the side of the stage and they say, hey, Tiny, look, they're having a really hard time. Can you go out there and stall for time? I know you've read everything that there is to read on the cards. So can you go out there and just stall for time? And I'm like,
Tiny's like, what's the Latin origin of the following words?
I'm like, what? Do you want me to do a comedy act? Like, what do you want me to do?
God,
you know how to do.
Just do your thing.
Stall for time.
Yeah.
So I go out and I say, ladies and gentlemen, we're just a few minutes away. The judges are having a very difficult time. So while they decide, we're going to have our wonderful DJ play us some music. And he played it, and I just walked off the stage.
I love it.
What can I do?
What are you supposed to do?
What am I going to do? I'm going to make everybody uncomfortable or rambling. Go get some food.
And what do you do? Like, okay, guys, so I'm going to tell you some jokes. What do you call a chicken looking at a bag of lettuce? Yeah. I mean, people want to hear music anyway and just get out of there. So I can understand how that would make you uncomfortable.
And I went back and to the side of the stage and I said, now that's how you do that.
That's how you do it. Put it off on somebody else.
And that, my friends, is how we do another episode number 25 of the Tiny and Katy Show. Don't forget, we want the jingle. So if you are musical, if you have a friend, you guys can get together. One of you do lyrics, one of you do the music. That's fine and dandy. The only stipulation, as I said, that I have is Katy cannot, and you cannot suggest that Katy be the one to sing it.
No, obviously. If you are feeling low, don't know where to go, it's the Tiny and Katy Show.
God, she sounds like a horrible lounge singer.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, we're out of here. We love you.